tees it from midcourt, counts if it goes.
As the Rebels set out to take on two New York City area foes, the team finds itself looking for a reawakening in the city that never sleeps.
Straight in front of you is the Empire State Building.
The first stop on this business trip would be to a practice session inside a former club of Frank Sinatra's that has been converted into a basketball court by its new owner, Michael Jordan.
I had heard about Terminal 23 from some different friends. That Michael had a gym, Jordan had a gym in downtown Manhattan. It's a very elite place. It's a place that not very many people can get in. It'll be a fun experience for them. For the first time, they were speechless. They didn't really say anything.
It clicked like, appreciate your opportunity, because if I wasn't here at Ole Miss, or I wouldn't be playing basketball, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, I wouldn't be able to be in this building.
I seen the shoes, I wasn't surprised, but I just was like, I gotta get these, I gotta get those. Like, I'm a sneakerhead, so I seen a lot of Jordans I didn't have. I'm like, I gotta get those.
Like, I'm usually always wearing a Jordan logo, like just from the shoes, but actually practicing on with him being in the middle of the court was nice.
It shocked me for a second, like, wow, I'm on this court. Like, this the man that people standing line for shoes.
I felt our team came together at that practice. That was our first practice being in New York City. First practice after a long talk about how we could help each other. You saw players calling on each other. You saw some leadership starting to come out with Erica Sis, Shaquilla Joseph.
You are one of the world's greatest basketball players to ever play. Like, you're in his gym, on his court. Like, you have no choice but to go hard. Carmelo Anthony comes in here and practice. Like, this is a great opportunity.
Being able to be on Jordan court, that made me work hard. I know I had one of my best practices.
Left Murfreesboro, I told him when we get to New York, we're going to start over at 0-0. Let's learn how to help each other. How can I help you? How can you help your teammates? How can you help yourself?
When we practiced at Terminal 23, it wasn't just about his gym when we went to practice, but it was more about how we need to get better.
Legendary. That's all you really could say. It was a lot of players, and especially Jordan owning the gym itself is legendary.
Many people don't have a chance to get in there, and we had that chance.
I left that practice knowing that, hey, look, we're about to get this thing going. 3, 1, 2, 3.
Jordan, hit it!
This early season journey to the concrete jungle will test the Rebels on and off the court, as most of the players and staff find themselves away from their families during the Thanksgiving holiday.
Everybody's getting line and filing in, make 7 home. Thanksgiving is a holiday where you give thanks. There's a lot of people in your life that it's allowed you to get to where you're at right now.
This trip coming around Thanksgiving, it was hard. It's always hard to be away from your family from day to day, even, especially on holidays. Being close to my friends and family back home around Thanksgiving really showed me what I'm thankful for.
When we have Thanksgiving, we're always out of town together. I tell our players you need to be prepared to stand up and to speak on people that you're thankful for. And for the first time that we've done this in 3 years, you saw some of our student athletes get emotional.
I'm thankful for the boys, Landon and Will and Jake, for the same thing. Sometimes I have to miss their stuff, but they understand why.
To be in this position is just something really special.
You saw Medina Muhammad and Alyssa Austin you saw the passion and their friendship that's come together.
Being away from my real family on Thanksgiving, it's kind of hard, but then again, I got my teammates and the coaches.
Everybody had an emotional moment. You know, people you don't see cry day to day had a couple tears. Not me though, you know.
It just kind of brought tears in my eyes just to see how grateful and thankful that we are.
That Thanksgiving dinner is always a good time because it's in the middle, you know, at the beginning of the season, but it's telling us like, hey, we here for you no matter what.
Really a moving time, and you know, I tell them to be. We like to joke around and we have fun. I'm telling you, with this group, and one of our things is we're always going to have fun. But for that 30 minutes when we were talking there, it was not laughing and joking. It was people being serious and I'm speaking from the heart, and that was a real moving time.
I did. I cut y'all. Y'all was taking too long.
Inspired by a memorable practice and fueled by the holiday feast the night before, the focus of the trip would turn to getting the first win of the Revs' new season against the Seawolves of Stony Brook University.
Stony Brook is 3-1 overall, coming off a win at Columbia. This is the first ever meeting between Ole Miss and Stony Brook. The Rebels are 6-0 all-time against teams from the America East Conference.
The ball, sprint to the 9, force the ball, out. I promise you another promise. You come in here with 25 offensive rebounds, you'll win by 30 plus points. Be relentless on those offensive boards, and let's get to 1-0. Here we go.
Ole Miss is looking to get a very fast start, build some momentum early against this Seawolves team.
Well, I'm excited because they said this is the first time that Stony Brook is playing an SEC team, and I hope Ole Miss show them the SEC style of speed and quickness and talent.
Eric assists with a steal, off to the races the other way, and she lays it up and then ties the game at 2. Back to Bretta Hart, who puts it up and banks it in.
Nice pass. Again, Eric assists, being able to drive and attack the paint and able to dish it off to Bretta Hart for an easy layup.
Win this 5-minute segment. You don't let up because you're up. You keep going.
Sophomore and Mississippi native Chandrika Sessom has quickly emerged as one of the most athletic, explosive, and humble players in the entire league.
But being a go-to person is a lot on my shoulders. Like sometimes I get frustrated, but I don't show it because I know my team needs me.
I tell her before every game, Drake, I pass you that ball, shoot it. Like I know I got confidence in you, so have confidence in yourself.
Every chance I get, I try to score the ball, even if I miss it or make it.
This year, she yeah, I can do it. She took on the challenge.
She's really adapted to what we're doing offensively. She does not care what position she plays.
By her stepping up, rebounding, knocking out shots, playing the 4, playing the 3, it's great, and that's what we need.
And you see now she's leading the SEC in scoring. It's not unexpected.
This point guard is going to have a nightmare thinking about her all night tonight.
Chandrika really came and got us going in the first half. And as we moved in the second half, Chandrika had some foul trouble. So we had to, we hit some adversity. And who's gonna step up now and play? Who's gonna take that load? Queen Hayes.
Hayes drives left side baseline all the way to the cup. Reverse layup. Almost got it to drop. Gets it again. Goes up in the crowd and banks it in.
I depend on Queen's energy. So if I come in and say I'm having a bad day, if I'm sick, when I seen Queen Hayes and she has an injury and she ready, that gives me pumped up.
She kind of put our team on her back, whether it was from rebounding the basketball, guarding their best player, scoring the basketball, getting in the paint.
Great steal by the sophomore from Horn Lake. Finds Sessom open for 3. Bingo! Chandrika Sessom.
There's going to come a day where Queen Hayes has to step up and make free throws. They started kind of doing a hack of Queen situation.
My first free throw, I kind of bombed that one.
I mean, that thing, I don't know if the wind got it, if they opened a window, but it kind of started here and it went there.
So from there on out, I was like, yeah, I got to make every free throw after this because that was just terrible.
I thought, oh no, this is not good. And because now I've made the statement that you're going to go to the line. I can't put it in somebody else's hands.
Second free throw, good. The second career double-double for Queen Hayes.
It's so great when your floor general, your point guard, can have the ball at the end of the game, and you can count on them to get to the free throw line and step up.
She made her second, and then she made 6 or 7 there in the row, whatever it was, down the stretch, and just stepped up when her name was called.
Much needed win, stop scratching our heads. Now we can celebrate just a little bit and try to finish it off on Sunday.
Times Square was cool. It was just cool being on, in New York, being somewhere new.
As long as I've been in New York and back home, I've never been to a Broadway play. And Lion King, it makes me want to go back.
My favorite moments in New York was the Lion King on Broadway, because I've never been to, but it was very different to go to the Lion King. Very different, and it was wonderful.
I guess for the Lion King, that they licked the paw. And instead of licking the paw, they hit the
Yeah, at first I came out with just the regular dab, but ever since Lion King, I gotta hit the royal dab. They put a little knot in there, so yeah, since my name Queen, I gotta be royal with it, so Lion King taught me a lesson. So now when I come out, I gotta hit the royal dab. You feel me?
But all those people, I couldn't live there, I'm used to being in my own space.
The holiday season is a time for reflection and a time for being thankful for all that we hold close to our hearts. And being in the presence of the magnificent One World Trade Center tower can be a surreal experience for anyone.
Everybody in the United States remembers where they were at when that happened.
The 9/11, it opened my eyes a lot. I kid you not, right after the 9/11 tour, I text my family. I told them, even though I'm young, I'm only 21, and I'm like the jokes of the family. Don't take everybody for granted. There's no point of arguing. There's no point of being upset.
It was real moving for them. I don't think they really wanted to go at first. They didn't really know what to expect at first.
God work in mysterious ways, and people that risk their lives, as far as like firemen and people trying to help other people. It shows you right there alone what you're thankful for.
I always heard about the 9/11, but I've never just actually been into a museum and actually seen. It brought chills to my body.
You think about them and their families during Thanksgiving. You think about them and their families during Christmas.
Pretty much looking at the letter that stuck with me of the kids saying basically, "Mom, I love you. I do the dishes when I get back." She never comes back. It just opened my eyes, and I feel like a lot of people need to visit that place because it's eye-opening.
It was an experience for our players to realize that, hey, look, this is real. This is life. It's a city that's I think everybody needs to experience at some point in your life.
The final game of the East Coast Swing would take stage in Staten Island, where the Rebels would look to take care of business and get back to Oxford with another mark in the win column.
Short, no good. Rebound, Ole Miss. Sessom, he's it from midcourt. Counts if it goes. Oh! She banks it in! She banked it in! And everybody from the Ole Miss bench storms the floor.
But at first, I wasn't going to shoot the ball. But then I heard the coaches say, shoot it. So I just took it over from my left hand to my right hand, and I just threw it up. And I knew it was going in because I was in the middle of the court. And it went straight to the backboard and went in.
And Ole Miss will run out the clock, throw up a three-quarters court shot, and it's good! Oh my goodness, what a bucket from Sessom!
It was wonderful because my teammates was very happy. They ran on the court. I couldn't celebrate because of them. So.
For most of the team, the trip to the big city meant being miles away from family and friends. But for freshman guard and nearby New Haven, Connecticut native Alyssa Alston, the games were a homecoming.
I've taken athletes back home before. When you take an athlete back home, you want everybody to come out. You want their friends and their families. You wish, that's what you hope happens. That happened. It happened. And happened in a big way.
Austin has a ton, and I mean a ton of family and friends here in attendance today.
We go to Stony Brook and she has 40 people there. We go to Wagner and she has 60 or 70. They brought a bus. And you couldn't have found a more exciting group of people to see her play the game of basketball.
Well, first and foremost, being back home felt so good. I was like breathing my own air for not being home for a long time. I mean, it hit me a little bit.
She's a long way from home. What a great mother she has. I can still remember her sitting there crying in my office whenever Alyssa committed to Ole Miss because she didn't want her baby to leave.
And being able to play in front of my friends and family and them to see me progress from the time they see me when I was home and me working and they seeing little kids and people talking and to see what the talk was about.
Austin crosses midcourt. Austin weaving through traffic. Finds Muhammad for three. Yes! From the right wing.
The future, I'm telling you, Coach Matt Izzo said these freshmen are talented and amazing, and we're starting to see that today.
I've been a part of a lot of away games where we've had good crowds there. Never have I had a crowd that really taking over the gym.
The ball's loose and stolen away by the Rebels. Austin up ahead to Bretta Hart. Bretta Hart lays it up and in, and the Rebels on a roll now.
They showed up and showed out.
And them hyping the game up made everybody else play in a faster pace, and Wagner couldn't keep up.
I turned around one time, I thought, who is all these people? And it was just, they were standing the whole game, cheering for everybody. Alyssa's family, they were cheering harder for Tori or cheering hard for John A. or for Medina or for Sandrika than they were Alyssa. I mean, it wasn't like they were just there cheering for Alyssa. They were cheering for everyone.
It's 2-on-2. Mahante is going to go all the way to the rim. Dishes it to Williams, and Williams lays it up and in.
Oh, and the Ole Miss team is going wild.
So Ole Miss in the trip to the Big Apple. The Rebels go 2-0.
We did our thing. We showed them what we was about.
We ended up having to leave the gym probably an hour after we wanted to leave because there were so many people there to talk to our players and take pictures with them that I said, look, if we're late for the plane. It was really a moving point for our team, and I think we still got a lot of momentum from that situation. As you continue to push forward towards January, in January you're moving into your new home. Wow, and that place is amazing. Things are going really, really well for our program right now. There's a lot of excitement, and we're going to stay the course, and we're going to keep pushing because it's going to happen. It's going to happen right here at Ole Miss.